Dear students of class 10, look at the board. Points as I mentioned. Awakening in the East, emergence of big powers, division of Germany, effect on Japan, formation of the UNO. First, awakening in the East. The Second World War, actually the Second World War, to be very frank, was a blessing. The Second World War, to be very frank, proved to be a blessing. Proved to be a blessing in disguise for a number of Eastern countries who once upon a time were under the foreign rules. At the end of the Second World War, they got their independence. Who were they? They were India, a number of countries, India, Pakistan, Burma, Ceylon, China, Indonesia, Israel, Iraq, Iran, Lebanon, Ethiopia, Libya, they all, got their independence at the end of the Second World War. So, Second World War proved to be blessings for them. Once upon a time they were under their, political masters. Many countries of Europe made it to be their colonies. But at the end of the Second World War, these countries got their independence and own independence from their imperial masters. Next point, emergence of big powers. Before the Second World War, before the outbreak of the Second World War, European states, namely Britain, France, Germany, Italy and Russia, were ranked as world powers. And US and Japan also were included in it. But after the Second World War, how funny is it? After the Second World War, Germany, Italy and Japan were defeated and their territories were occupied by foreign armies. So, Great Britain no longer remained a leading power throughout the world. And the position of France also declined on account of war ravages, So, Russia became predominant in predominant in Europe. United States of America witnessed a golden age of war. Thus, Soviet Union and America, USA, United States of America emerged as superpowers of the world at the end of the Second World War. Now, division of Germany. Next point, division of Germany. The Second World War destroyed all hopes of Germany because Germany was defeated in the Second World War also. The Federal Republic of Germany means FRG, commonly known as West Germany, was administered by Britain, France and United States of America with West Berlin as the capital. The German Democratic Republic
GDR, known as the East Germany, came under the communist bloc, means Soviet Union, and was administered by Soviet Union with East Berlin as its capital. Now, by this way, Germany was divided into two divisions. One was caught by Soviet Union and another part was caught by Britain, France and USA. And now, next point, effect on Japan. Until 1952, the American army was, the American army had sole control over their affairs. The Emperor of Japan, Hideyoto, was retained as the constitutional monarch and parliament was vested with someone else, some lawmaking body or lawmaking powers. But Japan was allowed to maintain only a small army, small armed force meant solely for peacekeeping and defense purposes. Because America destroyed all glory and image of Japan by dropping two bombs on two important places of Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, in the year 1945. Naturally, Japan had to accept that very system which was introduced by the superpowers. And next point, formation of the UNO, formation of the United Nations Organization. To save the world, to save the coming generations and the world, a number of conferences were held. One conference was, one of the most important conferences was Yalta Conference. It was held at Yalta in the Soviet Union on 25th April 1945, where representatives of 50 nations decided to establish a new world peacekeeping organization, the United Nations Organization. These nations were determined not to enter any other alliance, and once war was over, to establish a formal peacekeeping organization that would prevent hostilities between member countries. The United Nations Organization was established on October 1945 under the Charter, but the United Nations, the forerunner of the United Nations was the League of Nations, an organization which failed to check another world war. This time, while establishing another international organization, UNO, the world leaders were very much conscious and also made such program, also chalk out one idea, so that no third war could take place in the long run. No third world war would take place in the long run. And it is due to that reason the United Nations Organization was established to promote international cooperation and brotherhood to achieve peace and security throughout the world. On the whole, UNO has been more successful than its forerunner, the League of Nations, in maintaining international peace understanding and security. 24th October is celebrated. For that reason, 24th October is celebrated as United Nations Day. Each year, the big three at Yalta, where US President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Soviet Premier Joseph Stalin, and British Prime Minister Winston Churchill met in the year 1945 to do it so. So what they chalked out their idea, it was realized at the end of the Second World War. Up to this, my dear students. Thank you.